Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea.
And I am Mitch English, and if you look around, this is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. We love having them around,
Yes,
don't we? You,
we
of
do.
course, are our fifth member of our show. We're talking about the audience
It's
here.
like the fifth Beatle.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And of course, we love hearing from you. That's what Sweet Baby James is all about. He's in the flashback room.
Yeah. Yes, man, I'm working hard in these social media streets, and I got a great question of the day for you.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, so what song from a movie soundtrack instantly takes you back to a favorite film moment? Me, it's Kiss from a Rose by Seal for the Batman movie, and
Batman
I know
Forever.
Matt has a great one.
Matt, what's yours?
Mine is the Blood Rave from Blade.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
Mine is Sun is Shining from Social Network, the dance version of the Bob Marley song.
Mine is Walking on Sunshine from every 80s movie ever made. Matt, if folks have their favorites, how can they tell us?
Send us your favorite John Hughes song, because, I mean, they're all iconic. Send it over to flash@dailyflashshow.com and go to the website, dailyflashshow.com. Like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff on our social. We love to interact with you on our social media accounts. And then Sweet Baby James will email you back, I promise.
All right, I just finished watching the John Candy documentary, I
Man.
Like Me, and the John Hughes moments. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, and I don't mind. I cried. I was tearing up. That
Yeah.
is such that guy. They couldn't find anything bad about the guy. I love that.
I will tell you that one of the best movies, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That final scene with him and Steve Martin, like I can even feel myself getting choked
you're
up about
good.
it now. Yeah,
It says everything about
Yeah.
like what that time of innocence and that sort of thing.
It sure does.
And that would be a perfect movie to go watch right now because it takes place at Thanksgiving in the holiday
Yes, during
time.
the holidays.
Yeah.
Something I found is really interesting. Do you guys have CarPlay or Android? Do you have CarPlay in
Yep.
that? How
I
about
do
you?
not, no.
Does James have CarPlay?
Because he doesn't have an iPhone.
He does.
No, I have an Android, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, Android has its own version of whatever it is, Google Play.
Yeah, actually, and I found that more rental cars, it's easier to hook up to Android than it is
Is it
CarPlay.
really?
Just
Interesting.
renting cars.
Yep.
So carmaker GM says it is doing away with Apple and Android CarPlay, and instead they are going to install their own version. And GM announced it will use Google to build their new operating systems within their cars.
Okay.
This is fascinating to me because the long-term goal is to turn cars into software-defined platforms, unlocking new revenue streams for subscriptions and in-car services. Now, GM says current vehicles on the market will not be affected, but anything new that's coming out will be. People are saying, you know what, now here comes the moment where subscriptions are turning on your car. And lots of folks are tired of subscriptions for everything being constantly forced on consumers. Mercedes recently introduced its own operating system, same for Audi. More companies are now installing subscriptions for everything in your car. All the extras you think you're paying for. You're paying for a subscription for heated seats. You're paying for a subscription to remote start in some of these vehicles.
And you're going to have engine performance as well. I'm sure
Yeah.
you can upgrade your car via an app where, let's say, you want to have a performance where, speed faster or whatever.
Yeah.
And then also those little things inside your car, maybe possibly to help you drive better or maybe a different sound experience you might give us through your radio. I do know, going back to the rental cars, I plugged one in. I can't tell you what the manufacturer was, but it says your map's not going to work. It has to be a Google map.
Toyota.
Was it Toyota?
It was Toyota,
Okay.
because I had a Toyota rental car, and my CarPlay was horrible in the thing.
Really?
Yeah, it was
It
like
even
absolutely
said,
horrible, yeah.
It said on the thing, it says it's not going to work unless you use Google Maps or whatever. And I was like, that's kind of, which now makes more sense than what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
You know who I blame for starting this whole subscription thing? Adobe. When Adobe went to their subscription thing, and because we use it a lot here for show stuff, for
yeah, you're right.
Photoshop,
Yeah.
for some of their stuff, $34 a month. When I just used to, just let me pay $500 and I own it.
Yeah.
But now I got to pay you $34 a month just to use it.
But you've always had to pay for Adobe. It's
You ha-
just a different way you're paying for it
It's
now.
a subscription,
subscription now.
Yeah, you just don't own it. Like I can't take it from this Mac and put it on another one. You've got to have a subscription for the thing.
license.
And Microsoft has done the same thing
thing.
with Word.
Yeah.
Oh, and your vehicle's going to be the same way. And we were talking about this. You talk about subscriptions. You pay now more than you paid for cable, and you don't even realize it.
Oh
right?
my God! gosh.
And that's why
100%.
people are going back to cable.
Yes, because when you break it all down, and then these companies are eating one another. Like Hulu's now been divested into Disney Plus. I mean, I can't keep track, but I can keep track of how much I'm spending to try and maintain all of these different channels. And then there are sub-channels within channels. Like, you can't just have Paramount Plus. You have to have Paramount Plus times 2. It's like,
Which is no commercials.
Yeah.
You're paying for the commercials. That Peacock.
One thing you'll realize when you're actually married is when you merge subscriptions and you're like, wait, we're paying for 2 Netflix accounts, we're paying for 2 Disney Pluses, let's merge them, and that's what we had to do a couple months ago.
I think the used car market is actually going to see a boom because of this, because I think people are kind of done with the whole subscription thing. And I like having Apple CarPlay. I don't want to have to subscribe to GM's version of Apple. Like, you know, most of the cars now, you can use either one of them if they've been up to date with the technology. But the fact that you're not going to be able to use anything, you know, except their own version of it, and it's just like, these cars are getting so much more complicated. It's like, really? I don't need all of that stuff.
And we had discussed this, you probably already know it as well, but they can turn your vehicle off.
Yes.
And that's how they're going to, you know, through the Wi-Fi, through your phone, if they can have that app, they have more, you don't pay your bill, you don't pay your car payment, they can turn it off altogether.
They can repo it on their own if they got self-driving. Tesla was doing that for a minute.
They can do that. So if you think about, I mean, it's you think, well, all right, it's really cheap, but then you add all these sort of things up. The only thing I could see might be better when actually buying a car, because you're not going to hear in the car dealer trying to nickel and dime you for a little thing. So you say you buy a basic car, and after that point, you just upgrade it through this app or through whatever, you know what I'm saying, car performance. I don't know if it can give you the undercoating for it or not, but I'm sure there'll be an app that will have something like that.
Okay, so here's a question then. Would you be willing to pay extra money, a subscription fee for extras like heated seats or auto on off?
I'll tell you what.
Would you pay extra?
Okay, I buy a car in Florida.
Or should it be included?
And I'm not going to need heated seats in Florida, but let's say I move somewhere and I go, well, now I have an option. It's there at least for the heated seat.
Okay.
Would I do that? I can't see I would want to buy the car and say, this is what it can do. And I think that's going away, where now you buy the basic car and you do all the upgrades so they can charge you those subscriptions. So would I? No, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Just to save money.
To me, it seems like if you're going to go and buy a car and you're going to maybe upgrade, you want those extras included. You don't want to have to drive off the lot and think, okay, now I'm going to have to spend an extra $30 a month for heated seats or $30 a month for auto start. You know, whatever it is. To me, it seems like those should be included within the car.
Because you're paying for the entire lifetime of the vehicle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you where I cut it off. So I have a Chevrolet, and I had OnStar when I first got the car.
Okay.
And then I realized, oh, it's $40 a month for this, and I'm like, I'm not using OnStar unless my vehicle flips over, and then I'm in even bigger trouble. So I'm gonna let it go.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
Okay, they're all talking about these big car industries. Always talking about, like, you know, we care about you. We're gonna make these safe cars.
Big auto industry.
Okay, and then they have the OnStar thing.
Yes.
So if you don't have it, your car flips over. Well, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like your car knows when it's in a wreck. Why can't they go ahead and do it and then charge me afterwards? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, so if you have the OnStar technology in your car, but you're not subscribing to it, is it still on?
I press the button and it still goes to someone, but then they say your subscription is not available.
Okay.
You'll get a recording.
And I ask that because sometimes when they're doing investigations or they're looking for a stolen car or something, they can pull up OnStar and figure out where the car is. So is it active even though you're not subscribing to it?
It should be, but you know how I fixed that? I put an AirTag in my car.
Oh, okay.
That's how I got. That was the only thing I was worried about is if someone steals it. So I just put an AirTag in there.
I just wonder too, when it comes to cars like the subscriptions. Nowadays, if you go in to buy a new car, there's one car, but there's 20 different versions of that same car. I'm like, can we just get down to one or two? I mean, we don't need 20 versions of Netflix. We don't need 20 versions of the Toyota Land Cruiser.
And like Seinfeld said, you know, LTD, which stands for limited. You know, 1 million of these have been made.
You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna go old school. Just give me a '75 Trans Am with a big Firebird
There
on
you
the
go.
hood, and I'm good to go. I did all the dials, everything. I'll be perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think the used car market is going to see a major increase if more of this stuff comes.
Will you want to get these subscriptions? Should we tell the manufacturers enough is enough? We want to hear your thoughts. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. If you don't have a car, you're probably walking a lot. and you might have a little bit of foot pain. We have a doctor coming in here that
we
tells
do.
you why we're getting some of that foot pain.
Both for ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the shoes you're wearing, what sort of harm they could be doing to your feet. We've also got screen chatter.
Indeed, Tony Toscano is going to be talking about what's the latest coming to your screen, no matter what size. And then when to book your holiday travel. That's probably what you're thinking. Later on in Flash Travel, we're going to tell you all the deets when the best time is. All that's coming up right here on Daily Flash. Stick around.
It's 2025. What's your quote of the day?
My positive quote of the day, Lady Ashton, is every small step forward leads to great things. During the holidays, I normally put on 10 to 15 pounds. I'm a greedy pig. I can't help it. Love the cookies. But when it comes to January 1st, what I like to do is meal prep. Yourself, Lady Ashton, and myself will normally go in the kitchen on a Sunday and we'll cook off the proteins and the vegetables. And then I like to portion them into glass bowls. You can see I've got some salmon, which has been poached. I got some roasted vegetables from the air fryer, some rotisserie chicken and some vegetables. And now I've got them all in control. So when I go to work or you go to work, Lady Ashton, you can grab them out the fridge, take them, and you don't have that temptation to go for that juicy burger, which I want right now, that fried chicken, give it to me now. But now I've got my food and it's in control, and glass bowls is a great choice.
I love that. And that is so true that just making that small change really can lead to a lot of positivity.
Happy days. You're the best, Mrs. Ashton.
You're the best.
No, you're the best.
You're the best.
See you, everybody. Bye.
Welcome back. Taking care of your feet is more important than you may think. If you have any foot pain, you know how hard it can be to walk, run, or just move around and enjoy life. Joining us now is Dr. Michael Gerling with some advice on how to deal with the most common foot pain we all experience. Hi, doctor. Welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be here.
So let's start with high heels. I love them. Women love to wear them. They look great, but they can be foot killers. They are so uncomfortable at times. Anything we can do to help with the pain?
Well, obviously, just humans in general, walking on two legs, we already have predisposition to back problems and knee problems and whatnot. And so this just makes it worse because the high heel will flex your foot down, which flexes your knee forward and then it hyperextends your back. So, we have to be really cautious and conscious of how they're affecting us. I think that the biggest tips we have is just really, first of all, thinking about the fit itself. If it doesn't feel comfortable when you're buying it, you're not going to be comfortable wearing it. And especially if you know you're going to be wearing it for long periods of time. There are different things you should think about in the heel itself. For example, just starting from how high the actual heel is. If you don't have great flexibility of your ankle, it's going to hurt to be higher up. And then obviously the wider the sole is of the heel, the more stability you're going to have. So if you don't have great stable ankles, or if you've had a problem with your ankles in the past, you should think about having a wider heel itself. Try to match the arch because the arch actually gets placed under quite a bit of strain during the wearing process. And you're also placing a lot of weight on your forefoot. So the padding is very important. The longer you wear the shoe, the more you need to have thicker, heavier, stronger padding that's going to support that forefoot and prevent forefoot pain underneath the ball of your foot.
Okay, what about
also people will have toe. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Sorry.
Also, people will have toe deformities and problems with width of the front. They should also look at the toe box of their shoe as well. It's really important.
What about people who work on their feet? I know heel pain is very common. How can people avoid this?
Well, of course, wearing flatter shoes and more comfortable, more cushioned shoes are the thing to do. It's more and more casual nowadays in most working environments. Try to find something that suits the working environment, but is still really stable and has the cushioning and support and the proper width. Of course, some environments require that you wear formal shoes, but formal shoes can be comfortable with the right width. Try to wear an insole. You do not need to wear a custom insole, but insoles that are that will support the arch and match the anatomy of your foot is very important.
What about runners? Because you're putting a lot of weight on your feet when you're doing a lot of running. How can they best protect their feet?
Well, running is just a worse example of any type of shoe because you're going to be impacting your foot constantly for a long period of time. So of course you want to be very cautious about the arch of your foot. If I can emphasize one thing, it's going to be the stability of your arch. So have somebody look at it in a store. If your arch collapses when you walk or when you stand upright, you should have a shoe that really matches and supports that arch. So those are more stability oriented running shoes. You're going to have good cushioning because you're going to have constant impact. So you want to have something that stabilizes the heel, but also cushions it. So a nice gel or air cushion or some type of support that's going to give great cushioning to the foot is important. The forefoot has to be comfortable, it has to be wide enough for your foot as well.
Okay, here in Florida, lots of folks wear flip-flops. Are flip-flops bad for your feet?
You know, actually, my brother-in-law walked the Muir Trail in some $2 flip-flops. So, I mean, I think it's different for every foot. That was over 200 miles. So,
wow.
You know, some people can walk in flip-flops and not hurt their feet. Some flip-flops have great support, great arch support. I think you just have to find a shoe that fits you properly. I mean, if you have foot problems, a great foot support, such as the Birkenstock or other conforming soles, can really help as well. So I would recommend that you try out what's comfortable, wear them for increased periods of time, and make sure that your arch is supported.
Just a few seconds left here, doctor. How important is shoe size, and why are there so many that could fit the same foot?
Just as from brand to brand, you know, different styles and designs. I think that the most important thing is fitting the shoe when you go to purchase it. Even if you buy online, you can always try to return it. Try a couple different sizes, walk around in it. If it's not comfortable in the store, it's probably not good for your foot.
Great advice, Dr. Gerling. Fascinating stuff. Thank you so much for joining us. For more information, please visit GerlingInstitute.com. We'll make sure we'll post this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Look for Dr. Gerling, GerlingInstitute.com on our website. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English. It is Thursday. That means it's time for us to check in with Tony Toscano to find out what's coming out of Hollywood and straight to your screen, no matter what size you're going to watch it on. With the latest, here's Tony.
Thanks, Mitch. In selected theaters now is the romance film Regretting You.
Life can have a funny way of surprising you. My mom got pregnant with me when she was 18. She and my dad were high school sweethearts. My Aunt Jenny also ended up with her high school boyfriend, Jonah. I thought we would be one big happy family forever. But the universe had other plans.
The story centers on the strained relationship between a young mother and her teenage daughter and the aftermath of a tragic death, forcing them to navigate life's challenges together. The film stars McKenna Grace and Mason Thames.
Regretting You to me is about a mother and a daughter kind of rebuilding their lives after dealing with this huge loss and revelation about their family, and kind of having to go through that and rebuild the relationship together. But also there are also little romantic bits too. So they're rebuilding their relationship and also finding new ones.
The incredible actors and actresses in this, like the way they can bring that comedic timing and you know, the fun to scene, and then just immediately switch to, you know, sadness. It's so fun to watch, especially as an actor. Getting to watch that is so great. But yeah, no, it's such a great contrast, and the tone is so well written, and you know, I give it all to Josh Boone, and he's done such an incredible job, especially talking us through stuff.
Regretting You is a sentimental mother-daughter story that doesn't quite hit the right notes. Although the acting is good, the story is lacking and trying too hard to make an emotional connection with the viewer. Again, Regretting You is in selected theaters now and gets a C. It's rated PG-13. Also in selected theaters is the docudrama Last Days.
North Sentinel is the Mount Everest of the missionary world. Exactly. Start with something smaller. I'm not thinking small. I'm going big. You're not ready.
John, your mother and I have always supported you, but this is too extreme.
Look, I see you. You want to be that hero, but you got to build him the right way. From today on, this will be the story the world will know.
For me, it was John has all these North Stars, and it was just important. I mean, in regards to the faith, to really, I don't think there's any point where we doubt his sincerity.
I think personally the film is about empathy. You know, that's what the film is really about. It's not about religion at all. It's not about anything else.
Although Last Days is beautifully filmed and acted, the script is confusing and clouded in its storytelling, leaving the audience baffled and bewildered in what they're watching. Again, Last Days is playing in selected theaters now and gets a C. It's rated PG-13. For the Daily Flash, I'm film critic Tony Toscano.
Well, thank you there, Tony, and welcome to your Daily Digits today. You know, Tony Toscano is one of the nicest person I've ever met in the entire world. Really nice guy. Your first number today is 400, and that's more than 400 personal works of art, awards, and memorabilia from the estate of the late actor Gene Hackman will be auctioned off in November. The collection includes Hackman's own drawings, handwritten notes, and personal items and movie awards. Some of his art pieces are valued between $15 and $700,000. Wow. 3 separate auctions will offer a rare look into the creative legacy of the Oscar-winning actor turned artist. Just remember, no one wants your junk when you're dead. Just remember that, no one wants your junk. All right, your next number today is 192, and Americans are expected to spend $192 on Halloween this year. It's about a $20 increase from last year. Consumers will spend at least $70 on candy. Prices for candy have been on the rise since a global cacao shortage in West Africa. If the prices continue to skyrocket, the sexy nurse outfit may just be your regular nurse outfit. Just throwing it out. Your last number today is 40, and it's a magical one. Disney teamed up with Make-A-Wish and YouTube star Mr. Beast to create a Halloween experience at the Disneyland Resort in California. They're granting wishes for 40 children who are facing critical illnesses. The event featured a park-wide scavenger hunt and appearances by top creators like Science Bob and Dr. Mike. At least Mr. Beast Burgers didn't make an appearance, thank God, because those are bad. But I love what he's doing with that stuff. Guys.
Very cool. Yeah, and Mr. Beast is one of those guys I like and respect because he gives back and he's self-made. I love that idea.
I like to, he's sort of a self-made guy. I mean, obviously it was all about computer programming and whatnot, and that's how he got to start. And he was one of the early ones, I think, with YouTube, and he was able to monetize it right from the get-go.
Well, it's with him and Gary Sinise. They have a great partnership with Disney, and they like to give back. And whenever they can take the kids to, Gary Sinise does a thing for veterans, children's here at the Walt Disney World Resort, and then Mr. Beast is now taking on kind of a liking with Disneyland out there. So I'm really happy to see those kids getting those magical moments.
There's your Daily Digits. Maddie, thank you so much. And of course, we always loved hearing from you. Our website is waiting for you at dailyflashshow.com. Why don't you go there right now and actually drop us a line. Just say hi.
I'm excited because you've got some great travel tips coming
Indeed.
up. Stay right where you are. Don't you move a muscle. You miss a minute, you miss a lot right here.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hey everybody, Mitch English here.
Hey everybody, I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Let's check in with our stations across the nation at Doolittle.
Yes, 219 beautiful affiliates across this country and the Armed Forces Network all around the world. You can head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Click where to watch. You can share that with your friends. Today we are chatting with our friends at KOTR in Monterey, California, which my dad was obsessed with because Clint Eastwood was the mayor of Carmel by the Sea in the same area.
I was looking at a home there one time, but I ain't gonna afford
In Monterey?
No,
man.
Carmel by the Sea.
Oh, geez.
And yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
we just basically looked at the house. That's it.
It used to be, and I don't know if it's still the same, but in Carmel, the homes didn't have addresses, they didn't have numbers, they all had a name to them. So whenever they delivered the mail to homes in Carmel by the Sea, it was always like, to the house with the red roof.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, so the postman knew exactly who to deliver what mail to.
Best Mexican food I ever had in my life.
In Monterey?
It was in Monterey, yes.
California,
And
for
the
sure.
views of that, the one house, you
It's
see
heaven.
the ocean crashing against the rock.
Yeah,
It was really, really
heavenly.
cool. Okay, looks like the future is here when it comes to getting our chicken sandwiches, kind of. Chick-fil-A has just announced they have a new vending machine. And of course, they are based out of Georgia, but in Augusta, Georgia, it's basically a high-tech fridge with a touchscreen. And it'll serve up wraps, chips, and a whole lot more without any human help at all. Now, right now, they don't have the chicken sandwich in there, but what you can get is those wraps,
Ooh, I
things
like
that
the
are
wraps.
cold.
Yeah.
And using AI technology, they know when the food is expired or about to expire that way. And then, of course, it has to be filled occasionally. It only accepts cards and digital payments, and you'll get cool wraps, veggie wraps, those waffle chips, not the French fries, but the
chips.
the
Okay,
chips.
makes sense.
And the question everybody asks is
it working on Sunday?
And it is not. It is open 24/6.
No way.
They-
The vending machine?
The vending machine is
I
not
love it.
open
I love
on
it.
Sundays.
I love it.
That was going to be the joke in my head, but wow, that's a real thing. Okay.
It really is. So, and they
great.
said they wanted to keep it close to like the actual Chick-fil-A
Yeah.
sandwiches. And I got to tell you, Sunday is the day for chicken in the South. I'm not sure how
Yeah.
it is everywhere else. You went out and get chicken. And for Chick-fil-A for this long, so many times, they got kicked out of malls, food courts, because they're like, look, you have to be open on
Yeah.
Sundays. They're going,
Like,
no,
nope.
we're not going to do it. I think they've done nothing but thrive for that. So I think they had to keep this open because they felt like Sunday is you should be with your families.
Yep.
And this is actually inside of a hospital too. It's called Wellstar Children's Hospital of Georgia. I'd like to see more of these. But what about vending machines? What is a vending machine we need? Like something that we need that convenience all the time. I say when I go through the mall, the airport, I always see like Apple or battery charging things, that sort of thing. What kind of vending machines out there that we need? You got any?
Starbucks. I think Starbucks needs one because
yeah.
a robot can do that job.
Yeah. There are some good
100%.
Starbucks vending machines. James, what do you think?
I honestly, as a parent, I think we should have vending machines for diapers and wipes and formula.
That's the
Yeah.
beauty of vending machines. And Matt and I, before the show, we were talking about the Japan. They love their vending
Oh, they
machines.
do. Yeah,
They got one for everything in Japan.
Everything. Something I saw was
Yeah.
really cool. It was at a train station. You know, when things get sent off to Amazon and then they go,
Yes.
you know, and you send it back and it goes to the abyss. No one knows.
Yeah.
There's a vending machine, and I can't recall the city where it's at, that everything's a mystery box. But it's just, so you just type it in, put $2 or whatever, and you pick which one, and it's a mystery box of something that was returned, from
I love
Amazon.
this.
I think that kind of
That's a
stuff
great
is
What I'm
fun.
amazed
Yeah.
at the airport is one of the Kardashians, I forget which one, they have their own like makeup vending
Yeah.
machine at the airport.
I think it's Kylie. Yeah, I like the makeup vending machine in the airport for sure. Like a nice lip gloss machine would be great, or a first aid kit.
They
vending
need to
machine.
put where you can put your face in there and they'll do
And
the
then
makeup. Do the makeup for you.
I like that.
I'll do that.
Sunglasses. Sunglasses.
Sunglasses,
are always
great
one.
idea.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
vending
Yeah.
machine. Yeah.
All right, tell us what you think. Vending machine, what do we need more of? Flash
Yes.
at dailyflashshow.com, and we got more coming your way.
Yes, Flash Travel. Win the book.
When is the best time to book for your holidays? We're also going to be talking about Crime 101 in our must-watch section.
Yes.
All that and more right here on Daily Flash. Air, land, and sea, this is Flash Travel. All right, it may still feel a little early, but when it comes to booking your holiday flights, waiting could actually cost you hundreds. According to new data from Google Travel, airfare prices for Thanksgiving and Christmas start climbing fast right after mid-October. And once November hits, well, prices can jump about $250 to $300 on average. And right now, domestic round trip flights are averaging about $380, but in a couple of weeks, that number can actually surpass $600 as seats fill up. Google's data shows that the best window to book is between 54 and 78 days before travel, which means right now is the time to grab those tickets. Experts say if you're flying internationally, aim to book at least 10 weeks in advance to lock in the lowest fares. And one more trick, search flights on a Tuesday or Wednesday morning. That's when most airlines refresh their inventory and drop their limited time sales. So if you're planning to fly home for the turkey or head somewhere warm for the holidays, don't wait for that too good to be true deal, because by the time it pops up, it's gone. Now, if you've already snagged your holiday flights, good job, you're ahead of the curve. But there are still few insider tricks that actually could save you a little bit more cash and maybe a little bit of sanity. First, skip the peak travel days. According to Google's flight data, flying the Monday before Thanksgiving or December 21st through 23rd can actually add hundreds to your fare. Instead, aim for Thanksgiving morning or even Christmas Eve. Both are cheaper and surprisingly less crowded. Well, second, just price track everything you do. Tools like Google Flights, Skyscanner, or Hopper set alerts for your route and let the apps do the work for you. They'll ping you when the prices drop. And here's a pro tip: bundle your flight, hotel, and rental car together. Sites like Expedia and Priceline offer multi-booking discounts that can cut total costs up to 15 to 25%. Finally, if you can, fly out of a smaller airport. Regional hubs often have lower fees and fewer delays, meaning you'll save money and frustration. So whether you're headed home for the holidays or escaping to go somewhere tropical, remember the early bird doesn't just get the worm, it gets the window seat too. All right, switching from air to sea, this time of year, a lot of people are trading their snow boots for swimsuits and setting sail for the sun. Most cruises promise smooth sailing and tropical views. It's what you pack, however, that can make or break your trip. Here's Professor Melissa with 10 things you need to bring on your next cruise that you probably never thought of.
Here are some unexpected things to bring on your next cruise, and some things you should probably just leave at home. First, things that you should bring: an extra card for those annoying light switches that require a card to stay on, a snorkel set for a great beach day without having to pay for an excursion, Ziploc bags so you can snag some food and keep it in your stateroom nice and fresh for later, spices and sauces from home because cruise food can be bland, reusable straws because cruise ship straws are often sugar or paper and they quickly get soggy, flaccid, and gross. Nobody likes a flaccid straw. Extension cords because many staterooms only have one outlet. And here's some things you don't need to bring. Beach towels, because they're provided by the cruise line. Now they do tend to be thick and bulky though, so if you like thin ones, then maybe you should bring them from home. Body wash. Many cruise lines do provide shampoo, but not conditioner. Although the shampoo that they provide is usually pretty low quality, so I recommend bringing shampoo and conditioner, but leave the shower gel at home. A hair dryer, although it's pretty low wattage, so if you have thick hair, maybe you do bring your own. And finally, a disposable washcloth for the shower, especially when washing your face.
Thanks, Professor Melissa. Hey, we'd love to travel the world with you. Why not join us by commenting on our Facebook page? Just look for Flash Travel TV on Facebook and leave your comment. Or even faster way is just go to the website, flashtraveltv.com, and we'll take you directly there. By the way, if you got some great tips, this is where we want to see them, and this is where we'll share them as well. Again, you can go to our website or go to our Facebook page or any of the social medias and offer your ideas so that we can be able to share them for everybody else, and we can all just have a fantastic vacation or holiday, depending on where you're headed. All right, sounds good. That's your Flash Travel for today. And remember, we have all the deals and all the things you need to know: air, land, and sea. I'm Mitch English, and this is Flash Travel.
KSA Entertainment is proud to offer programming to the men and women of our military and their families, serving all over the world on AFN, American Forces Network, seen worldwide.
U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Deidre Irwin is preparing for her second Olympic appearance. She's proof her Army training has made her Olympic ready.
Biathlon is a super unique winter sport. It combines the endurance of Nordic skiing and the focus of precision rifle marksmanship. I started skiing when I was about 16 years old. I skied throughout high school and college, and then I skied professionally for a team out in Idaho for 2 years. And then when I was 25 years old, I picked up a rifle and started biathlon. And I loved it the second I tried it. It was so unique, so fun. I just really enjoyed every bit of it. And then in 2019 is when I joined the U.S. Army, and they helped support me to the 2022 Olympics, where I had my historic 7th place finish in the women's individual. And now I'm with the U.S. Army World Class Athlete Program, and we are pursuing that podium in the 2026 Olympics. To learn more about becoming a soldier and being all you can be, you can go to goarmy.com.
Well, you know, your learning experience might be worth more than you actually think when it comes to earning a degree. The first step, a pre-evaluation of your transfer credits. Here's more.
According to a 2025 annual study by National Student Clearinghouse, more than 43 million people have some college credit but no degree. Devin Andrews, Vice President of Admissions and Evaluation at University of Phoenix, explains how to leverage prior college credit and pursue that degree.
Not everyone follows a straight path from high school to a college degree, but a University of Phoenix survey found that 33% of working adults don't realize that their college coursework might still apply toward a degree. Completing a degree can open doors to career enhancement, and previous college credit could count toward a degree, with the potential to save both time and money. Start by documenting your learning, check colleges or universities to see if they have clear policies on transferring credit, and look for tools that might help you assess your program time and cost.
Check out the University of Phoenix mobile app, Transfer Path, and download it for a free pre-evaluation of transfer credit.
Fall is underway, and it's the perfect time to refresh your home. Lifestyle expert Marissa Brawny shares how one smart, stylish piece of furniture can totally transform your living space.
With fall underway, I love thinking about ways to make our living spaces feel more functional and inviting. With everyone spending more time at home, having furniture that can adapt to your lifestyle is really key. One piece I've been loving lately is the Kenna modular sofa from Cheetah Living. Its modular design makes it easy to rearrange the sections however you need, whether it's extra seating for guests, a cozier setup for movie night, or just a new look for your living room. It's a simple way to change your space without having to start from scratch. It's incredibly comfortable, soft and plush, yet supportive enough to really sink in and relax. And because it's made with performance fabric, cleanup is a breeze, which is perfect if you have kids, pets, or plan to be hosting this holiday season. I also love the small, thoughtful details, like the built-in console table for drinks, remotes, or even decor. You can check it out at cheetahliving.com. And right now you can save $100 off the sale price with code KENNA100 at checkout.
All right, thanks, AJ. Important information here. You know, in 2024, scammers stole an estimated $12.5 billion from consumers. Here with tips on how to keep your sensitive information safe from scammers is fraud expert Paul Benda. Paul, what are some of the most common scams that you're actually seeing these days?
Sure, Mitch. Thanks for having me. So what we're seeing is the criminals are trying to impersonate trusted entities. They're trying to impersonate your bank. They're trying to impersonate the government or other elements by spoofing the phone number on your telephone. So it might show your bank's name, might show your bank number. They might send a text that looks just like it came from your bank, or like they might say it's from the U.S. government. And what they're trying to do is convince you that they are a trusted entity to give up your security credentials. And the scary thing is they might have your personal information. They might know your name. They might have bought your information off the dark web. So when someone reaches out to you out of the blue, but even though they got that personal information, you shouldn't give up any details or any security credentials, any one-time use passcodes.
All right, what else can we actually do to prevent, well, these types of scams?
So what we'd love people to do is check out banksneveraskthat.com. We've got a bunch of tips out there that you can reach out to and figure out what your bank will and won't ask. So if someone's reaching out to you out of the blue, asking for those things we talked about, or if they're asking you to act with a sense of urgency, like these toll text scams, you need to make this payment or you might lose your license, or they're asking you to keep something a secret. They've engaged you in a conversation or trying to investigate you or investigating your bank, but you can't tell anyone about it. Anytime someone reaches out to you, you haven't reached out to yourself and has urgency, sense of secrecy, wants you to make these payments or pay in crypto, that's a scam.
Where can our viewers go if they need more information?
We'd love them to check out banksneveraskthat.com. You can hear these tips, and you can also test your scam knowledge with a scam quiz we've got there. And if you still write checks, check out practicesafechecks.com to try and protect yourself from check fraud.
Paul, thank you. We're going to make sure we post this information on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Country superstar Luke Bryan is teaming up with Bayer and Feeding America for their Take Care Now. Here's more.
I think we all know rising food prices are affecting and hitting everyone pretty hard. Bayer is one of the largest agricultural companies in the world, and Luke is not only just a country superstar, but the son of a peanut farmer, and he runs a working farm to this day. So it was a natural partnership. We came together 10 years ago to sponsor Farm Tour and raise awareness around the American farmer, celebrate the American farmer, and tackle hunger. And since then, we've donated over 10 million meals through Feeding America and have educated thousands of families about nutrition. This year, fans have donated an incredible 20,000 pounds of food and non-perishable items at Farm Tour stops across the country. It was an incredible sight to see. The concert goers were amazing. We were able to fill up truckloads of food. It's really music with a mission and neighbors helping neighbors. Head on over to bear.us/farm tour for more tips and join us on the farm to help give back and support your local community.
All right, as we move right along here on Daily Flash, we were talking in Flash Travel a little bit earlier, getting there for the holidays.
Yes.
When you get into a relationship, or maybe you got married, do you plan out like whose family you visit every Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Do you think should it be every other or what?
I think yes, I think it should be every other, to be fair. But then it also depends on the distance you have to travel and how many kids you've got. I mean, sometimes it's better if you just invite the family to your place for the holidays and make that the one-stop shop.
I always said too, speaking of Thanksgiving, is that we actually make Thanksgiving for the leftovers, because have you ever been to a Thanksgiving where everything's been eaten?
No.
There's always
There's more
leftovers.
cleanup time than there is prep time. Which drives me nuts.
We're not done with this hour yet. More of today's trends, tomorrow's talk coming up.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
You know what those running around TVs mean. Welcome back to Daily Flash.
I love this segment. It is the tale of an elusive thief whose high-stakes heists unfold along the Los Angeles 101 freeway. This is today's must-watch movie, Crime 101.
I'm real good at reading people.
And what have you read about me?
Okay. You look like a person who has secrets. You got the cars, the clothes, but you can't seem to look me in the eye.
Start by handing me your phone.
You're looking at robberies of jewels, money, or high-value items in the last 4 years. Now, remove every robbery where there was DNA left at the scene. I think all of these are the same guy, and he hits every time along the 101 freeway.
I came here to make you a business proposition. You've worked at the same company for 11 years. You're a VP when you should be a partner. Those high-value items your company insures, I occasionally make them disappear. And no one gets hurt. I wouldn't die for an insurance company. Get in. There's water in the trunk.
There's a courier carrying watches and gems. And the buyer is paying cash. Looking at $11 million in one room. 3 of which I'll be taking. Doesn't matter how much money you make, it's never enough.
I'll know when I have enough.
How?
He's planning something new. Follow him.
My dad always says you gotta break a few eggs.
You tell him I see you again in the boat.
As smart as our guy is, he can't help but form a pattern.
I'm getting close. I know it. Some doesn't feel right.
Nice car. You into cars?
Yeah, I prefer the old American ones.
I used to dream of having a Mustang when I was a kid.
Like Steve McQueen.
You ever see the Thomas Crown Affair? Plays a high-class thief in it.
Two good actors there. This should be a good one. Crime 101.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that one.
That was our must-watch movie. Y'all, thank you so much for joining us today.
For more information on any of today's stories, any interviews, make sure you visit our website, dailyflashshow.com. Open 24/7. We offer valet parking and validate.
Yeah, it's free. Check it out. Come on. Bye-bye, y'all.